when you have, a platform, you have to watch how you say stuff. You have to watch how you say stuff. Like, of course, if I'm a millionaire, especially a millionaire woman, of course, we already know. We know the game. Ain't no millionaire woman finna go date no bus driver. We know that, fam.
On the View, it was a couple women who was like, "Shoot, I'll date a bus driver." She said, "She said if Ricky Martin was, straight and he drove a bus, I'd be like, yeah, drive me into the sunset,
baby." Generally speaking,
yeah.
We know high earning women ain't finna go date below them. That's the whole. Well, here's you saying that they shouldn't, but how hard is it for them to find somebody high earning as well? But we're already, missing the key factors. Hey, fam, we have to be compatible. You know how hard it is to find somebody compatible off rip? Whether
that compatible stuff is BS, man.
No, it's not.
It's BS, bro.
It's BS.
Like only in modern civilization now in the last 100 years have we been caring about whether we was compatible with our mate or relation. Man, relationship and marriage is a business. You can grow to love somebody. You can grow to hate somebody the same way.
Oh, gee. Let go. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. Okay. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Riley, a.k.a. Riley the Great, along with my cousin Sir Tony D, and the abominable light-skinned young Ray A. Matthews Jr., and you are now tuned in to another episode of the Millennial Mayhem Podcast.
We here.
What's going on, fellas?
I'm here.
You did that kind of smooth.
You know what I'm saying? I was on top of that one. I was on top of that one right there, bro. I was on top of that.
No fear.
Yeah. No fear. We've been doing this shit for 3 years, bro. It's about that time I should be able to knock that out.
Should have been.
Yeah.
Nah, you've been doing a good job. You had the little switch this time. So
you be in your own head, though.
I know sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because, we putting this out to the people, man. We putting this out to the world. Yeah. And, I'm a perfectionist, man. I don't like to, look crazy or anything. I want everything to go smoothly, man. So that's how I rock out, bro. That's how I rock out.
I like how you tried to show that bicep a little bit. You try to act like you scratch your neck.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, I'm just a big dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on the physique. I'm going to get it back. And we also got, sound guy /
camera nigga,
camera dude / social media guy in the background. Young Marcus out here,
the op,
and our resident Dallas Cowboy. Fan. Young Marcus in the.
I thought you weren't going for them no more, bro. Why you still wearing it?
He said he's a Chiefs fan.
I'm gonna support like the first 4 games, and if we lose it, go ahead.
Y'all look alright this year, bro. So you might be in a good spot.
Lie to him. Don't lie to
him. Yeah, y'all might.
Don't lie to them.
No, Dak's still the quarterback.
That's the problem.
That's our big problem. $40 million problem.
Nigga get one good quarter. They get a quarterback. They finally get C.J. Stroud. Y'all think nigga stop.
What? All right. I'm not even finna go there.
To talk.
I'm not even finna go there with on this conversation.
Yeah, leave that alone.
Because the last quarterback that we had
was better than yours too.
Yeah. The real quarterback.
The last quarterback y'all had.
Deshaun Watson.
He was a Chester.
We don't know that.
Hey, see, allegedly. I'm not even going. We didn't already talked about that. I'm not jumping into that no more.
Yeah. But whatever, man. But you know how I feel about it.
Shout out to the Browns, man. Y'all do your thing. Paid somebody $230.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lamar for getting his money too.
Yeah, get your money. Yeah.
Get your money, man.
Yeah.
On the buttons, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, so recently, a young lady, or if you consider her age to be young, by the name of Eboni K, had some inflammatory comments that have been ringing around social media that all started from a conversation she was having with life coach Iyanla Vincent. And within this conversation, Iyanla Vincent asked her would she date a bus driver? Mm-hmm. And her comment or her response to that was, does he own the bus?
Yeah, we own the
bus. So that little conversation has everybody buzzing. It has a whole lot of people spitting their viewpoints on it. They really jumped on her neck when she said she wouldn't date a bus driver. And so when she got that, she proceeded to go on her own show and double down on what she said, and then made bus driving synonymous to mediocrity or synonymous to kids making C's and D's. Like that skill set is equal to young kids making C's and D's. So I'm gonna start this off by asking you, Ray, how did you feel about her comments in that regard?
I mean, initially, to be honest, I was like, okay, I feel you. Like, you wouldn't date a bus driver. That works out. I get it. Like, we all have our preferences. You know what I'm saying? As people, like of like what we would date and what we accept in our dating. But then when she doubled down and then started talking about the mediocrity and basically calling anybody who was an essential worker, like calling that like mediocre and average and not enough, and that you can do more. I get that it's average and it's not enough and you can do more. You know what I'm saying? Most of us can do more. But then she totally negated the people, because everybody in the comments was like really killing her. She negated people's feelings in the entire thing, and that's the part that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like I like you got to give certain people respond to different things, right? If you ever been a manager, you know what I'm saying? If you ever been a teacher in the education system, like, you can't teach every kid the same. You can't manage every employee the same. I can't even parent each of my kids the same, like because they're all different people, and where that tough love and all that stuff works for some people, for others it doesn't, man. And it's just the reality of things. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, you might not be trying to like pander to people's feelings, and that's cool and all, but women like that, you know what I'm saying, they kill me, because it's like you try to show this like non-emotional, like, okay, I'm not catering to your feelings type side, until the dude you dating cheat on you, and then you like, oh, I'm crying and I'm feeling bad and blah. What happened to you not having feelings? You know what I'm saying? Well, just move on and go to the next dude if that's the case, if you ain't pandering to people's feelings. But you ain't pandering to people's feelings until it affects you. And those people were affected, and they showed you that they were affected, and you doubled down on it and still, you know what I'm saying, like, stood up 10 toes down, like she said on the Breakfast Club, in what you were saying, when you didn't stand 10 toes down on it. You was backpedaling, bro. You wasn't there. So I don't know, man. It's so many levels to that. So, you know, I gotta slow back and let y'all jump in there, man, because it's like I said, it's too many levels to that, and that's a part of what the problem is, man, because there's way too many layers to comments like that, man. You can't make everything general like that. Like, stuff like that ain't general, because there's like, if you ever grew up in the hood, you not set up like some of the people who grew up in the burbs, or some of the people who grew up in better situations. I talked about Detron on the last episode, and he was a troubled kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, he thought he was tough and this and that, but dude, Detron lived in a house the size of this living room. You know what I'm saying? I'd be pissed off about that too. So I totally understand why he was like that, you know? So it's like, I don't know. You just negate so many factors when you make those kind of comments, and I don't rock with that.
Man, I watched all three, the three biggest clips that, you know, the initial interview, her response to the so-called backlash, and I watched the Breakfast Club. I was on now. If you haven't seen, for anybody that hasn't seen the initial interview, I would encourage you to go watch it on the Grio. You can pull it up on YouTube. GRIO. Okay, you can find it. It's really good. Ayana, I hope I said her name right, because I always
Ayanla.
Ayanla. I always mess up her name, but she was really, you know, giving some good game. And the crazy part is, you know, when she said, hey, that's a problem, I understood what she was saying, because when you have, you know, a platform, you have to watch how you say stuff. You have to watch how you say stuff. Like, of course, if I'm a millionaire, especially a millionaire woman, of course we already know. We know the game. Ain't no millionaire woman finna go date no bus driver. We know that, fam.
On the View, it was a couple women who was like, "Shoot, I'll date a bus driver." She said,
Man, please.
"She said if Ricky Martin was, she said if Ricky Martin was straight and he drove a bus, I'd be like, shit, drive me into the sunset, baby."
Generally speaking,
yeah.
We know high earning women ain't finna go date below them. That's the whole. Well, here's you saying that they shouldn't, but how hard is it for them to find somebody high earning as well? But we're already, missing the key factors. Hey, fam, we have to be compatible. You know how hard it is to find somebody compatible off rip? Whether
that compatible stuff is BS, man.
No, it's not.
It's BS.
It's BS.
Like only in modern civilization now in the last 100 years have we been caring about whether we was compatible with our mate or relation. Man, relationship and marriage is a business. You can grow to love somebody. You can grow to hate somebody the same way. Now, I'm not saying y'all shouldn't be equally yoked. I believe in that. That's why I'm saying if a woman is making that kind of money, she shouldn't be looking at a bus driver. And I don't have no problem with what she said.
And I said, and this is the thing. It's not that they shouldn't, because you have your preference of whatever you want to date or whatever you're looking for. What I am saying, you have to change how you're looking at it, because we already know it's hard as hell out here to find somebody to be with, regardless of what you're earning. It's hard, fam. It's hard to make relationships work regardless of what you're earning. And now you make your pool extremely small when you're saying, all right, for most women, I want tall, dark, and handsome and a man that's making more money than me. Well, if you're making, if you're a high earning woman, how many men are going to fit that mold?
Not many, because and that's
the thing. So that's why I say you have to watch how you're saying stuff, because women will people. Let me just say, people will take that in and start. Okay, that's the litmus, and that's what Ayanla was saying. Like, hey, that's the problem. Our expectations of men is the problem, and even though the preference is your preference, I agree with Ayanla there. Crazy thing is, Eboni K agreed there. Her backlash, when she got that backlash and she responded to it, I think that's where everything just went super sour. Because I'm like, bro, you doubling down, and in my opinion, you sounded dumber.
She not only doubled down, she doubled down and then beat them down some more. Like,
listen, bro,
being a high earning woman, they already have this like statistical like thing that they like to bring up. For every in HBCUs, for every one man, there's two women, and then women are just killing men as far as graduation rate, and all that other stuff. Like, women are buying up the most real estate and all this other stuff. Well, if y'all are the only ones doing it, who you gonna be with at the end of the day, though? Like, what are your qualifications? Is it about for me, it's just about the money, and the money, it don't just come like that all the time. Like,
that's not
how
what
many
she was saying, though. Ebony wasn't saying. Y'all keep on changing
what she was saying.
She kept changing, and that's
let me tell
the problem.
you what she said on the Breakfast Club, because she cleared it up and she emphasized her point. Her point wasn't about the bus driver being a mediocre job, which it is. I don't care what y'all want to say.
It's not. I know.
Anybody can apply to be a bus driver as long as you know how to drive. Anybody can apply.
How much they make, though?
I'm not talking about salary.
Right.
She wasn't talking about salary.
Listen,
y'all were making it about. Listen to what I'm saying.
You can't tell me she's not talking about salary.
What she said was, it's about drive, ambition, and skill set.
No, wait. So you
hold on.
She brought up the bus driver.
Hold on. This is why I say she's being very disingenuous about that, because when Envy started talking about the police officer and having investment properties, it came about to where, Envy started saying, well, there are regular working mediocre jobs that have investment properties.
And what did she say?
And she said, "Well, show me them."
No.
She did.
She said
Stop.
yes.
Wait,
she said that wasn't.
The job was mediocre, but what they're doing outside of their job is extraordinary or it's extra. That's not mediocre.
And this is where Envy was saying, "Well, hold on. You're not even going to get to that point if I tell you what I'm doing. What you ask me, what do I do for a living, and I tell you what I do for work. You going There ain't no woman finna listen to me.
All right, yeah. Let me just say a quick aside because y'all on the side of what y'all was saying, right? I'm on the side of I think that she was right in the overall point of things. So let me give y'all my overall thought on why I think she was right. I think she was right because we too, black people in general, take these jobs and it's okay and it's not a problem to have a mediocre job or easy job or low level skill job. Nothing wrong with that. But then we look at it as if we shouldn't aspire for more. As if you have that job, if you work at McDonald's and then work your way up to being a manager, that's fine. You shouldn't aspire to do more. No, she's saying, look, I'm not talking to y'all that want to be in those jobs and y'all are good with it. Because 100% y'all are good in that job. Cool for y'all. I'm talking to the people that's settling for a position that you know you better than. Go do something more with your life. No, I'm not settling for no dude. In her case, she's saying, I'm not settling for no dude that decided to drive a bus because that was a quick lick to make money and never really tried to do nothing else with it. You didn't try to get a skill. You didn't try to become a trade an electrician and become your own. You didn't try to move up through the bus company and maybe buy your own transportation. Bus. Like I'm with her on that.
She
bro.
talk about it like it's so easy
and just be like, this the job and I'm cool with this job.
So she ain't never drove a bus. She never. She said
her grandma.
I'm not talking about her mama. I'm saying she ain't never drove a bus and realized how much time it takes. Some of these people are fighting to just stay above water. The average American is living check to check. So you tell me in the process of living check to check and trying to keep your house, trying to feed yourself, trying to do all the things that you have to do to stay afloat in life, you tell me where everybody has an opportunity to have extra time to go work a job overnight.
She's not saying that everybody do.
That's what, but I'm saying that's essentially what you're saying when you say
she's not talking to those people. She's talking to the people that get in those positions and take a job just to take a job and don't aspire to do more. You're not doing those jobs because I gotta make a living and this is the only way that I can.
How do you know though? How do you know that though? How can you say without a shadow of a doubt that that's their attitude and it's not? See that the problem is that
nobody knows nothing about what nobody else.
Right.
So, but you also have to factor in that she did say, "I would date the person that owns the bus." So. And when Envy brought up the thing about other essential workers within that space that are using their money to accumulate assets, she said she would date those guys. Right. But they still, like you said, they still have those particular jobs. And if she heard it, she wouldn't get past that. She wouldn't get past.
Saying. She wouldn't get past it. We know that.
So if somebody came to her, that approached her and said they were a lawyer, she would be okay with that. He can be a mediocre ass lawyer. You know what I'm saying? We talk about people that are mediocre in their own space. You know, like when we talk about football players, right? If you on the practice squad and then you out the league in 2 years, you were sorry, right?
Yeah.
We just talked about Dak, right? We say Dak in his, even though he has made money, I consider him mediocre in his space. But the thing I don't like about her is that she equated bus driving to being a mediocre person, and you can't just automatically assume that about somebody because they have that particular they are in that particular space regarding employment. I don't like that part. You can find mediocre people in everything. What did she say
they were mediocre people? Because I didn't hear that. I thought she said there was a mediocre job.
But I don't. But you can't you can't call employment. I don't think you can call employment mediocre because, well, in my mind, I took it as she was calling the people that are doing the job as mediocre.
Exactly.
So that's how I took it. Maybe I misinterpreted what she said, and she might have just been talking about the work, but I mean, everybody.
You can't call my job. You can't call my job mediocre and not expect me to take that to heart.
Because listen, she said y'all could take it to heart.
Because she also said something about dudes making C's and D's. So you talking about the person. And you know what I'm saying?
No. What she compared it to, she said mediocrity. You can graduate making C's. You can graduate from high school making C's. That is the average. A is the best. B is next to that. C is average. That's mediocrity. That is what is that's like an average grade. That's the same thing.
They never say that. They never said a C is at when you, because she want to bring up Merriam-Webster and all that stuff. When you look at your report card, it does not say C average. It says C passing.
That's a passing grade. That's a mediocrity.
No. Don't go to in life. Passing doesn't mean when you pass. That doesn't mean mediocrity.
And that's what she's saying. What the perception you have on a C is the perception she has on these jobs that are mediocre jobs. That's just pretty much like getting a check type, not knocking nobody that's an essential worker and doing all those McDonald's jobs and all those type of jobs. But seriously, real talk. When you walk into McDonald's and you see an older person working
we can't go from bus driving to McDonald's.
Listen, let me finish. If you walk in McDonald's and you see an older person working the register, don't you feel like, all right, something must have went wrong?
I hardly ever see old people working at McDonald's.
Usually
nowadays.
you see young people, but what happens if you see an older person doing it? If they're not the manager, they're just they're just a cook or a register worker.
Who knows? I don't have any feelings.
You don't think nothing about it.
No, because I don't pass judgment on people. Like I don't know that person's situation, bro. That's the like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say.
Maybe when I was younger, I thought that. Maybe when I was in college, I was immature and I walked into McDonald's. I saw an old person. I was like, your old self at McDonald's still. Like, get another job. But in my maturity, I understand that. People have everybody has a different background. Everybody got a different situation and a thing going on. So for you to make that assumption that just because they back there that they're mediocre, what if just like you talk about the New York subway person, you told me about that. He was on the subway being crazy and all this other, and then you said what I didn't know was that his mama died when he was 14 or his mama got murdered when he was 14. So that's the reason that he was being that way, because he was dealing with the trauma of his mama being dead.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
Talking about background.
No,
I'm saying you don't know the background.
We're not talking about anything about the person. We're talking about the job the job only. Now, in her situation, what she talked about, what she said was specifically, I'm not talking about people that's in these positions because they have to. Do what you have to do to get money. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're not striving to do better as a black person or as a person, period, if this is what you want to do and that's the end of it, then you working a mediocre job, and that's okay. She's just not. She says, as us as a race, black people as a race, we got to stop this shit, bro. We got to stop being able to be like, oh, okay, these jobs, cool, good for you. No, man, you don't want to do nothing else. You don't want to be better, bro. But we ain't never gonna be able to make money and do nothing in America if we just feel like okay, we just occupy these low level jobs and be okay with it.
I don't rock with people like that. She ain't never stepped foot in no hood where we are. She ain't never stepped no foot there to do no real work. She think that
I don't know. I wouldn't put that on her. I don't know that.
I'm telling you, she think that the real work is being done on a podcast or a video or something like that, talking about it. That's not how you do it, man. You got to go into the place. You got to be there. If you really trying to affect change, you can't affect change on TV, man. They not watching that.
I'll say this, bro. We talk low level jobs, man, and I know some Hispanic guys that literally cut grass for a living
and made it,
and they are killing.
Well, what happens? See, that's a good point. What happens with Hispanic guys? They don't just cut grass; they end up creating a landscaping company, they own that company and then cut hundreds of thousands of grass.
Hold on. Listen to me.
They all do that.
Listen to me.
I don't know. I don't know who is okay just making bus driver money, man. That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing, bro.
We all want more.
We used to cut grass when we was young to go to the movies and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You would say that that's a mediocre job, right?
Yeah.
So if you And this is what I'm saying. And this is why I say, we always want to say this is, we know what she was saying. No, we know exactly what she was saying because we're men. If I go out and tell a woman I cut grass for a living, she ain't finna talk to me, period. I don't care.
If you told her that you own a landscaping company.
You can say, yeah, I own a landscaping company. Nowadays, women already know, like, oh, what, okay, I'm hip to the game. What landscaping do you do? Oh, commercial. Like, you can dress it up however you want. You can dress it up however you want. But you already know what's up, Marcus. Like, we ain't got to play them games.
And also, you got to, for her, we talking about her specifically, you also got to factor in her age and where she is in life.
And that's why I agree with her.
And that's why, her viewpoints are based specifically on what she's looking for and where she is. Like, she's approaching 40. Mm-hmm. So her from her standpoint, it's when I watched the interview with the Breakfast Club, she was basically saying that it's okay to start there, but it's not okay to be complacent there. And see, and from that standpoint, I can agree with her. You know what I'm saying? Agree. We can definitely agree with her from that standpoint. I just think that the initial comments just were blown out of proportion, and then the generality behind it, just because with those type of generalities, they're open for interpretation. Yeah. Like it's so many people perceiving things differently, and that's the problem with using generalities in that format, especially when they're vague and they're, she has her opinion about it, but it's still her, it's an opinion based on her lifestyle and how she moves or whatnot. Because if we can use any other celebrity, let's take Will Smith or something. You know what I'm saying? That makes $60 million a year doing entertainment. My job, I feel like I went to school to. I would consider myself an essential worker. I mean, if I worked in a certain field, as far as like oil and gas and things like that, but he can look at my job like it's mediocre. I think it's mediocrity is based on the person and their viewpoint, and where they're looking from.
I think y'all misconstruing what she's saying. She's not talking about mediocrity in the way of pay or level or where you're looking from, the viewpoint. She's talking about entry into the field or entry into the position. What did you have to accomplish or do to get that position? What's the entry field?
And that's
you had to go to school and become an engineer. You didn't just become an engineer after high school.
But he could be a mediocre ass engineer after that.
He can be in his field, be mediocre, but that's the person. Yeah. We're not talking about the person. We talking. Y'all keep bringing it back to.
I hate that they use bus driver. I wish he would have said something like teacher. Or social worker or something like that, where you did actually have to go to school.
That's not a mediocre job. You
had to go to school.
To accomplish something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Your salary, because I think social workers make $55,000 a year or something like that. And then I looked it up. Bus drivers make between 24 and 51. So I think if they'd have used a better job that required some type of training that you had to go through.
Yeah, I think Ayanna just threw something out there.
I think she did. I know. I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't be so. It wouldn't be the topic wouldn't be so combative. Yeah,
I don't think she would have said if she would have this based off of what I understood her to mean in her statement in her speech, what she was talking about. I don't think if Ayanna would have asked her. Would you date a teacher that's making, say, $55,000 a year? Would you date a teacher? I don't think her response would have been the same. I think she would have said
100%. She would have said it would have been the same.
Like, is he trying to be a principal?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
I don't know, man. I don't know how that.
Okay, I'm letting you know.
Based off of what she's saying, though.
I'm just letting you know, like, fam, it would have been, is he trying to become a principal?
Y'all keep on trying to put on her that she's talking money when she's not.
Okay, I'm not saying that was money.
I watched every single interview about this thing. I even watched The View when they talked about it. She's 100% talking about money because that's what it boils down to for some of these people. That's why she wants to be protected
and provided
for.
You can't do it without money.
Man. Money. We gotta stop acting like money ain't the reason for these types of conversations, man.
That's the root of it. Yeah.
It is 100% the reason for these conversations.
Because if he did own a bus and he's only taking it out on routes once every 2 months, you know what I'm saying? I own it. You know
but that's what I'm talking about in her specific case. She was talking about, she mentioned the bus. She was saying the reason I brought up owning a bus is because I want a man to have
own something.
Ownership.
Yeah,
you can own.
Buy into something.
I forgot what interview. Hold on, I forgot what interview I heard. Like, but they made so much sense. Who gives a shit if you're owning 100% of nothing? If it's not making anything, that's why I say, like, I can dress up anything and make it sound good. Is it profitable? Can I reasonably say what I do for a living is going to allow me to protect and provide for this woman and kids if we have them?
My thing is, I just don't. I don't like when people on these platforms and make empty statements like that, because that's an empty statement. You got to remember that there's a younger generation listening to that, and they are willing to accept dudes as long as they have money. When they hear stuff like that, because she ain't go through and bring in the toils and the struggles that you got to go through to get something like that, because it just doesn't happen like that. You don't just start owning something. You don't, but unless you went to MIT or something, you don't come out of college making $100,000. But a lot of these young people are listening to this and feeling like that's the meter, or that's what it has to be. And if you don't have that, then I ain't messing with that. Or I'm gonna go above that and then get myself in a situation by trying to find somebody like that.
But we also got to understand that everybody ain't for everybody, and everybody has their preferences when it comes to looks, occupation, drive, things of that nature. And I mean, you can't. I hope young people are not basing their life experience or how they're going to run their lives off a couple of comments from this young lady.
I mean, you'd be surprised, bro.
Right, you brought up the fact that she would probably cry if a man did her wrong, so she emotionless in this point. Bro, we used to talk about Kevin Samuels, and everybody did, and everybody, especially us, we understood Kevin Samuels' point. He was the same way.
No, Kevin killed in his early days. He killed
I'm not talking about who he talked to. I'm talking about his delivery on subjects. He didn't care about your feelings. He was delivering the word in the way that it should be delivered. You need to hear this. That's all she was saying. Yo, I don't care about how people feel. Y'all need to hear this. Stop dating down. I'm sorry.
I don't think I saw Kevin like bashing people until he started bashing like women like that.
Man, Kevin was bashing niggas too, way longer than that.
Look here.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I saw it.
Because I think we spent too much time on this. But let me say this, man. As it relates to, stop dating down, we really need to start having honest conversations about men may not be earning as much as a woman. Bro, there are a lot more women and it's not, just entrepreneurship and doing side hustles. You go into corporate America, there's a lot more women at the top of companies. There's a lot more women that are managers. Like, women are out here earning. If every woman still has the same thought process of, hey, my man has to be able to protect and provide for me, and most of them want the guy on the same level or higher, hey man, it ain't that many seats at the damn table. If you're taking
get the bag,
bro. You can't say that for everybody.
Go get the bag,
bro. Everybody trying to get the bag. No, okay, everybody trying to get the bag.
You just said all these women doing it. Why can't men go do it? What's the reason?
Feminism was a thing to allow women a seat at the table.
Don't do that.
It's a real, bro. You have to think about that, fam.
Let's just think about
how many. You have to think that goes into consideration. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you this, man. As a man, I'm gonna always try to out earn. I'm always shooting. Y'all know. I sit here and talk to y'all. Hey, I got an interview, bro. I'm trying to get it. Y'all know that. Steve does the same. Ray does the same. Like, I'm trying to figure out the next move. We're men. We're always trying to out earn. We're always trying to get to the next level because we already know protect and provide. However, you run across a woman, like most women ain't trying to hear that if you're not making what they're making or below. We know it, bro. Let's live in reality.
So all right, cool. let me ask you a question about that. You just said most women, right, don't want to date someone that makes less than, or they want to date up.
Yeah.
How can you quantify that generalization?
Have you heard women talk?
I'm asking you. How can you actually quantify that? Are there any facts or any numbers that actually back up a generalization like that?
I'm quite sure I can probably go find it, but I ain't gonna say and this is just me just having random conversations within my circle of peers and others. I see it that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, and that's my experience. So, I see it that way. So and we know, and we've had the conversations, fam. We know there's probably a rarity of a woman that would or a lawyer that'll be like, all right, I can date this dude. I know he don't make the money that I make, but we know that's rare.
So let me follow up with that one. Do you think a lot of general statements and things like that are based on anecdotal information?
Yeah, and I think that that's why I'm glad you asked the question, because now I can clarify and say, hey, this is me in my experience.
Yeah.
And I think when people are making those kind of statements, they need to say, hey, me and my circle, my age group, my bracket, I know this is what we see because this is what we talk about, and it's across the spectrum.
Yeah.
We know. Fam,
you could quantify it though, because if you look at if you was to do a poll, and I'm sure they have census results and all of that of household income. Generally speaking, 90% of the time, the man is making more money than a woman, or not 90, maybe 80%. I don't know if it's
most
changed.
of the time.
Yeah,
so that will tell you that women are okay with dating up and men are okay with dating down. You don't see a lot of the opposite.
That just basically tells you who makes more money generally, on average in America. Who makes more money? Men on average make more money, but that doesn't tell you the tale of what a woman actually wants. You have to actually poll a slew of women in order to quantify or get some type of statistics to back up what people are saying in general statements. Yeah. And I don't know many of those studies. Or maybe I need to go look them up, but I just think people, they go off their own experience. Like yesterday, I reposted something from a young lady saying that, what did she say? A man, treats his, how a man treats his offspring is determined by
his relationship
with his
mom.
with the mother of the kids.
With the mother of the kids, yeah, my bad, yeah.
And based on my experience, no, I ain't seen that from nobody I know. They don't. Wait,
say that again. Say it again.
Let me.
Because the way you said it, I agree with it. But the way you posted it was something different.
The way a man.
I agree with the way a man. The way a man treats his children
is based off of his relationship with their mother.
He will treat them better if he has a better relationship. I'm saying,
or he treats them like trash. If
I don't think he has to treat them bad because he don't have.
Well, that's what a lot of the people in the comments were saying.
So this is exactly what she said. A man treats his kids based on what he feels about their mother.
No, I don't think that's true.
And that is wholeheartedly inaccurate in my circle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely in my circle. No, we don't do them games.
But we don't really have any tangible stats to back that up. We just going off what we see and what we know.
Always, because we had something similar to this conversation about our generation and our friends being fathers to our kids. We don't see bad fathers. Mm-hmm. We don't. Well, I shouldn't say bad fathers. Absent fathers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't see it. Like all my partners, they there for their kids. Yeah. Regardless if they with the baby mama or not. I know some guys that, and Ray, this is outside of you. I know some guys that really be going the extra, and their baby mama be making it hell for them, and they still. Nothing's going to keep them from the kid. Mm-hmm. So I can't rock with that statement. Now, have I seen it before?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I know some dudes who do not take care of their kids. That's the guys are not in my family, but I'm talking about the women and their kids. Like, the dude is into it with one of my cousins. He don't come see the kid at all.
But as soon as she start giving them some or start letting them around again,
He all there. He's showing up to the games, showing up to birthday parties.
She like, nah,
that's my boy. That's my girl. Nah, fam. We don't. I'm thankful that my friends don't rock like that, and I just think that, again, I'm gonna keep saying it. Like, we have to start making sure, if you have a platform, podcast, TV show, I don't care. Like, if you're out there and you're trying to give some game, you need to make sure that you say, this is my experience. Because if you ain't got no numbers to back it up, you definitely have to say, this is my experience, because it could be false. When that person that you're talking to goes out into the world, they could see something totally different. You have to say, this is my experience. My experience, I can tell you this, Steve, your experience, and I know it because I know some of your friends.
Yeah.
Your experience in Sunnyside was way different. Mm-hmm. You can, both of y'all can tell the same kid, well, this is what I did, and he gonna be like, how the hell I come up with two different things and from these two, because it's based on experiences.
Yeah. No.
You can say anecdotal evidence and all that, but I can tell you one thing. I know the majority of women are not trying to date a nigga that makes a dude that makes less than them.
Yeah,
no. I said that.
I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing, is there any stats to back things up? Because
we could make, and this is the thing.
Let's just start polling from now on. We go poll.
Do people really
gonna create the stat. Let's create the stat.
No.
Do people really tell the truth in those polls though?
Yeah, anonymous. But you gotta realize.
Gonna tell the truth. She gonna be like, no, I'm not taking no bro dude.
Yeah, but the other thing you gotta realize is, who are we polling?
Let's poll everybody. I'm telling you, every time we walk into a girl, I'm gonna be at the grocery store cashier. Hey, would you date a dude that make less than you?
Tries to go out and do
that's
that.
one
Random
thing.
white girl said no.
Sometimes, like, when we start asking for stats and whatever, that's why people bring into, hey, where you get them stats from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is this some right wing, some who's heavily biased? Who's heavily biased? Is that where you got that from? Because I can't rock with it if it's heavily biased one side or the other.
And I absolutely hate stats like that. And I use one of my favorite players, basketball players, LeBron James. I hate when people make up stats like, all right, they'll say something crazy like, well, he was the first person to get to 1,000 points in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter all the time. All right, bro, my dude cold, bro, but you ain't gotta make up a stat.
The only player to score 25 points in the last 3 seconds of a game on a Thursday when it's cold and raining outside.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Bro, nobody cares.
Where the hell that come from?
When you start asking for stats, now when you start getting bull BS stats like that, it's just like, damn, like what am I going to reference, bro? You really got to, like, if you're going to feel some type of way and you want to get educated on something, you really have to go to some solid, like, reputable sources in order to get your information, man, because there's a lot of BS out here. Particular, like what I just posted. Yeah, there's a lot of BS. There's a lot of people.
They'll do something even worse. What they'll do is they'll find some weird website and it'll say they interviewed like 100 women in the Miami Metroplex area. Yo, you missing a whole community outside.
Miami, and then you like Miami Metro, bro. Do you know what's in Miami Metro?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And I think we always bring it back, man. We got to do more discernment when it comes to inhaling some of this information that we do see.
Everybody get all their information from the gram. Like that's what they make they determination.
That's my news source.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be so wrong. I read stuff on the gram and then they be wrong. And then a minute later, I'll be like, oh, I was wrong.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
I'll be posting it like it's fact.
Them satire websites are ruling social media.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of satire websites that
people take it and run with it.
Man,
like,
bro,
as soon as and that's why
they
I say, like,
the world.
Sometimes like when
world.
news comes out, like the Jonathan Majors thing, I was like, all right, I'm finna wait because I hear it.
Yeah.
I want to hear what's really going on.
Yeah. Not
Like,
to,
so
not to.
there's been so many instances where we like, all right, we canceling this dude because he did X, Y, Z, and come out it was a lie, but the damage already done.
They don't uncancel him either. They don't go back and say,
damage is done.
let's give you back your let's give you back all the stuff you lost.
What's the boy that used to play for the Calvin Murphy when he had his whole scandal?
But he got his thing, but he got his job back.
But I mean, look how long it took. It shouldn't even took that. Like it was a lie.
And that was his kids too. That's
what I'm saying. Like it's just situation. I ain't finna go deep dive into it. But that's just an example. Like, bro, it could be something as serious as that, and people take it and run with it. And I'm like, I be looking like, damn, it's entertaining, I guess, because y'all gonna talk about it. But the truth was, it was a lie. So now,
what happens is this. We're in a social media age where it's like, you get 5 minutes, bro. And then after that, nobody cares no more. So what happens is once we cancel you, bro, we forgot we canceled you already. You been canceled. Don't come back now trying to get uncanceled. We already forgot we canceled you. Bro. You out of here.
That's exactly it.
Have you ever heard of the term glittering generalization?
Glittering?
Glittering.
No. What's that?
Can you enlighten me, sir?
Yeah. Elaborate.
They say I just ran up on this maybe like a couple days ago.
Yeah,
but they said a glittering generality is a propaganda statement that is designed to connect with audience members by speaking to the beliefs and or values that are dear to them. The intent of this kind of statement is to create a favorable impression in the minds of message of recipients. The goal is for those who receive the message to identify with the statement and whatever idea, product, service, or political candidate it is designed to promote. Discover some. I'm not gonna read that part.
Yeah,
but yeah,
politicians and preachers.
Propaganda.
There you go.
Politicians.
I was just gonna say
Propaganda.
that's politicians and preachers right
Propaganda, man. It makes that's the whole point of these like fake pages on Instagram. That's why these girls following or these dudes. I mean, not even girls. Just people. That's why people are following these toxic gram accounts, reposting those things. Justin LeBoy repost like that's what it's here for, man.
Let me also give y'all some examples of glittering generalities.
Man, research today.
I'm gonna give y'all some examples. Here's one that I thought was funny. Because I'm worth it. L'Oreal. That's a glittering generality. Built Ford tough. That's a glittering one. Your boy Trump. Make America great again.
That's a big one.
That's it, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Make oxtails cheap again. I'll never forget. I saw that head. I was like, hey, that brother needs an award.
Barack Obama, yes, we can. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
it's all political, a lot of political. But I mean, when you think about marketing, though, that's what it's supposed to be.
I mean, that's
marketing.
That's
great marketing.
You ain't gonna say, our trucks are mediocre, bro. Come get it.
No, what I'm saying, but what I'm talking about as far as speaking generally, like the generalities, man, it's just it seems like these things are sort of like necessary evils.
Rubbing on me.
Yeah.
Look much in the face, bro.
You saying you think the generalities
my
that
bad.
other people are saying are necessary?
I mean, I think generalities are period. Like
They are.
They are. They kind of keep people in focused in a certain direction, man.
It draws a line.
It definitely generality.
It draws a line, and you can see who can see it and who can't.
I think humans we can't be. We are what it is, communal people. Like we have to be in a community, right? Mm-hmm. So we make ourselves in communities for everything, right? Like
communal,
black community, white community, whatever. I don't know what that word is.
Communical.
No. There's a word somewhere in there. Communical.
Communal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nigga, you know the word. Say the word for me.
I did.
Okay.
You don't have no headphones. Yeah, my bad. I wasn't trying to interrupt you because you were on the road.
I think we just put ourselves in a box by like when you think about like horoscopes and stuff like that.
Hold on, can you pause for a second? We gotta laugh. This
Go ahead.
I'm mad now. Fuck it.
When you think about horoscopes, go. I want you to finish that thought.
Hold on. Before I let him go, bro. Even with Google, bro, I put communical in. They said, "Did you mean communal?"
Well,
like, yeah, that's what I meant, bro.
man,
Bitch ass
dog.
nigga. Yeah, that's what I been.
That's why we gotta be all that because you got the word
This
wrong.
man here bad,
Yeah,
man.
y'all know the word. Y'all know what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
It's
I got
somewhere
you.
around
Yeah,
there.
but
like-
Ray tried to correct you, but you just
I just added a couple letters.
That's like when your granny call you a different name, and she's like,
Know what I mean, boy?
yeah.
Dre, come on.
Go ahead, dog. Go ahead. Horoscopes.
But like horoscopes, like there's when all that time, like when you think about it, they just really is general big statements that kind of include everybody.
Man, I don't know.
But
I
when
done
you
read
say,
some-
"Oh, a Pisces acts this way," you be like, "Damn, I do be acting like that."
Yeah, I was about to say.
You know what I'm saying? Like we just put ourselves in these groups,
And
We
that's
have to.
I could equate that to them dumb stats that people make about LeBron. Man, that star move right here, you gonna have a bad day, bro. Or
Yeah.
you gonna act this way about a certain thing, man. All that stuff is not synonymous. It's just a way to
Communal.
Communical is the word.
This is Tony
We're
brought
gonna make a
back.
new one.
oh
It's just,
Make a new one.
it's just
My bad.
you know, like you said, bro, we communicable, bro. Like we just hey, I identify with a Capricorn, so I'm in the communicable space of other Capricorns, bro.
Exactly.
I'm a communicable. I'm a communicable
Man.
motherfucker, bro. We communicating right now.
Let me say this, bro.
They just made up a whole nother word.
Let me say this. As it relates to horoscopes, bro. I be looking at people like, bro, just because you were born into the day on that day does not mean that you should be acting like that, fam. You gotta stop with the BS, man.
Tony, I don't know. I'm pretty king of the jungle list. I'm Leo.
Leo?
Yeah. Hey, look. Hey, yeah.
Look.
Wait. My mom's a Leo. My
She
wife
definitely-
is a Leo. Bro,
They totally different.
no, my mom and my mom and my wife, they
See, it makes
Seem
sense,
like they come
right?
from the same
They're
cloth.
Leos. That's why.
Ray not cut from the same cloth as them.
We
he's a
they
man.
ain't
yeah, we
different.
different.
Males are different than women.
Yeah.
Here's
no,
the thing.
I
Other
hate-
girls that I've dated that are Leos don't act the same way as my mom.
Like
and my
I
wife.
hate when people
So
be
it's
like,
different.
"Well, I'm like this because I'm a Sagittarius." No, you're just a dick. You're just an asshole.
You're just like that.
You're just like that. You're just a mean person. Like you're just a bad person. That's all you are. It's
give
nothing
all the way
to do with
down to your
horoscopes.
core.
It's nothing to do with horoscopes.
you
You're
giving
just
yourself an
bad.
excuse because
And that's-
you give yourself an
people-
excuse to be that way, man.
Man, it falls in line with generalizations.
Yeah.
Like, can you think of anything that we do that we don't generalize and put ourselves in a group of? Like, it's almost everything that we do.
Almost.
I can't think of anything that's like a singular event. Like nobody walks around and be like, "Oh, that person is different than that person." You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. No, I think everybody kind of puts themselves in the general.
Well, I
group
mean, when,
in some kind of way, shape, or form.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, when
We're
you're out
Americans.
looking at
We
people,
do that. We
Yeah.
group ourselves in continents.
Absolutely,
But-
but I do think that when you see people, you know that that's one person, and it's not the representation of everything.
and some are just socially acceptable. Like for example, I know I've heard Kevin Samuel say, generally speaking, college graduates make more money than guys with just high school diplomas.
Generally speaking,
That's true,
I would say, I mean, that's something I think that everybody can accept.
but it's true.
But when you see stuff like on Facebook saying no man that works 40 plus hours want to come back home to spaghetti.
I like spaghetti.
That's
not a general
yeah.
speaking.
I don't think that's
love
like
it.
yeah. You're not speaking for all of us. You're not
even speaking for the majority.
You're right. That ain't a general thing that we gonna all be like, yeah.
Like, hold on,
Nah.
wait a minute.
Nah, I want me some noodles and
I don't-
meatballs. Pause.
Now, if you don't,
Noodles and sauce, black.
Then you
Noodles and
suck your
sauce.
tongue out after. Why you suck your tongue out after saying pause?
'Cause he's
nasty.
He said
Oh,
pause.
And the mic right there. He nasty.
Pause.
Look at nasty
Yeah. Y'all got me on that
he
one.
said, "Can we just end this episode now?"
I'm getting myself in
Y'all got
trouble.
I say this: I would be okay with spaghetti, if it wasn't no garlic bread. You got to make some garlic bread with my
Okay.
spaghetti, man. Hey, listen, little sugar in that thing.
Or cornbread.
Oh yeah.
Cornbread with spaghetti.
What?
I mean, I just- I-
Hey, boy.
I mean, I like cornbread all the way, but I mean,
Nah,
I'm making
nah.
Texas toast when the spaghetti in the
No.
house.
I hate the text.
No. cornbread.
I was trying to wait for them to get done, bro. Like, all right, we didn't jump into food, bro. Is there anything y'all want to leave the people with, man?
My only thing, I kind of said it earlier, man. Let's make sure that if we are truly giving general statements, make sure that you're saying this is in my experience, because people will take what you're saying. If you have a big platform, people will take what you're saying as face value and they will try to live it out. We're in a different environment now in this world where people are literally listening to podcasts, YouTube interviews and everything, and they're taking it as face value. Let's make sure that we are fixing our language and our rhetoric, and we're making sure that we're saying, the best thing possible, and not just saying stuff just because it sounds good, even though it'll get clicks. But maybe that's the reason why I'm not making money. Maybe.
You making money, nigga. Don't say that.
Get that bread.
I just want to say, just to like piggyback off what Tony say, man. Let's just dead this idea that we don't have feelings. Like, we are people, we have feelings. Like our feelings look different. You know what I'm saying? The way you feel about something may be different from the way that Marcus feel, the way that I feel, the way you feel. Like, we all have feelings. Let's stop trying to act like we don't have feelings, because it's not truth. You know what I'm saying? Our feelings just look different. The way that we process them look different. You know what I'm saying? The way that we respond to them look different. But they there, man. They there. Don't minimize somebody else's feelings because it's not something that you particularly feel the way that they feel about it, though. So,
you got something, Marcus?
Yeah, like T.I. say, all I is bad. I don't want no mediocre. I don't want no mediocre. I don't want no mediocre. No mediocre. Stop living with mediocrity.
Hey, people gonna be mediocre. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. 54-20, I'm gonna have to cut that out, man. I'm looking at the time right now. Well, this concludes another episode of the Millennial Mayhem Podcast. Hey, man, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to go follow the TikTok, man, and the IG. That's Millennial Mayhem, HOU, and that HOU stands for H-Time, because we from Texas. You know what I'm saying? We're going to catch y'all next time, bro. Peace out, man.
Steve only pressed 2 buttons.
I ain't got time for the book. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on bull. We be fresh than a yeah, yo might get bull. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time for hating, I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't